What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Good Baker podcast. I'm Nick Baker, and across from me, Shane Good.
Yo, what's good?
And we are here to talk to you about some video games. But first things first, make sure you go over to Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Play and look for our podcast over there and listen to it on the go. It's a great show, and you'll love listening to us. I swear to God.
I promise.
Also, make sure you go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and comment on anything that you'd like to subscribe and comment to over there. And make sure you follow us on our social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram as well to keep up with everything that we're doing so you never miss a show. Now, on to the rest of the show, which is going to be Halloween themed because, Halloween's coming up. We're going to talk about a few of the plans that we might have for Halloween, some horror games that we love later on in the show. But first things first, what have you been playing this week? You have a new game for me.
I do. Okay, so actually, I technically have... I wasn't playing Heroes of the Storm last week, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I have two new games then.
Don't quote me.
So obviously the normal games, I still play League almost every fucking day because I fucking hate myself. Still play League. I started playing HOTS, or Heroes of the Storm, which is basically Blizzard's version of League. It's a lot more relaxing, a lot less toxic, and it's less complicated to understand, and it's a breeze. It's a lot easier to play. There's so much less to focus on. It's like such a casual MOBA versus League of Legends.
Yeah.
And then I started playing Warframes again, which,
Ooh,
yeah,
all right.
It's been a long time since I played Warframes. Probably a year and a half to 2 years since I played Warframes. But I have over 300 hours in Warframes total.
That's a lot of hours
that's,
for a game that you don't play often.
yeah, I mean, I used to. I played it a lot when it first came out. When it first came out, me and Plague were all about it. Plague has over 1,000 hours in it. I have 300 hours, and we accumulated them all in basically like a span of 2 years of just kind of playing it off and on with each other.
Damn.
However, we are back to playing Warframes, and we will probably be playing Warframes for Extra Life. I'm gonna just throw this little plug in there.
Absolutely.
We're doing Extra Life. I believe. Are you doing Extra Life this year on a team?
Yeah, I'll be doing Extra Life on whatever team Ben's got going on. So we'll have all the details and stuff before all that happens. Of course, we'll throw it up here and we'll throw it up on our social medias so that we get that all covered, and you guys can come over and watch and listen to us fuck around on whatever games and make some money for those beautiful kids.
True. We will technically be on different teams, but I don't know what children's hospital you guys do it for. We do it for the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital, so it's all for the kids.
Yeah, we're all on the same team.
Exactly.
In the grand scheme of things, like you said.
All for the kids. So we'll have more info on that, but we probably will be playing Warframes at least a little bit for Extra Life, as well as I believe we're going to play some Among Us and some other games that you would literally never see me play unless it was for Extra Life.
Get your popcorn ready.
But, besides that, I believe you have a pretty big achievement in the grand scheme of games to talk about, don't you?
Oh, man. So, yeah, there's some really, really good news that I have to share with everyone. I've finally finished The Witcher 3's DLC, so I can close The Witcher 3 forever and put it away. I've been playing this game since it came out, like day one, off and on, and I have probably like 300-ish hours into just replaying the game. But like now I've finally gotten through Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone and all of those DLC packs, so I can finally say that I put the stamp on the end of the book. I'm done with it. So
that's actually pretty cool.
I had like 15 minutes left. So last time I got off, I guess I was like right at the tail end. So I hopped back on. I was like, I don't have much to finish on this. So it was another one of those Ghost of Tsushima things where I'm like, I'm just like checking boxes. I'm getting rid of some of that backlog. So I go over The Witcher and I'm like, oh well, I'm pretty deep into it. I've been playing this Blood and Wine for quite a while, and sure enough, I'm on like the last quest. So I finish everything you have to do there, and you have this great talk with Siri, mild spoilers, and it's pretty cool. You end up with your own homestead, and you can kind of chill there and continue your own story, finish some missions that you really want to do that you haven't. But yeah, I've pretty much done everything that I can. So
That's
uh,
dope.
finally finished. But enough about games we've been playing. Let's talk about some new stuff in this Halloween special that we got going on. I got some Halloween themed news, some truly terrifying details to come. But first, let's get the good news out of the way first because we're gonna need it. Uh, Dark
Yeah.
Pictures anthology Little Hope is finally coming out this Friday. This game looks really awesome. I watched the trailer before we got on here. You're familiar with the Dark Pictures, right?
Yes, I know enough about it to be an idiot.
All right. Well, sit there and be an idiot while I describe to you that this game is going to consist of the same types of mechanics that the Dark Anthology Pictures. What was the last one? Had something to do with a boat. Man of Medan. Um,
Oh yeah, I actually played Man of Medan.
yeah, so that one it's going to be practically identical as far as like mechanics and stuff go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, it looks a little better. I feel like they've kind of refined what they're doing with their engine there. It looks really nice. The story is going to consist of, I think it's this school field trip. They're on a school bus anyway, and it tips over in the town of Little Hope, and they're um, going throughout this town trying to find help. They stumble upon some ghostly activity that's happening in the town, and that's pretty much all the trailer gives you, other than your obvious like kill shots and hypeness of a normal game trailer.
Yeah, of course. I
But
mean,
I mean, I'm excited to dive into um, an experience like this because these couch co-op games um, can never stop coming for me.
it's fun. I really do miss the days of, riding my bike to my best friend's house so I can, go play split screen Borderlands or Halo or Gears of War. Like it just hit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this harkens back to that for sure because now everybody has their controller, which is their phone. They
Mhm.
can do whatever they want with the character that they're controlling in the game. They can help or hurt the situation. They can survive themselves or help somebody else to survive. So it's a lot of really good cooperative and also competitive themes to the game, which I think makes a perfect cocktail for a really fun experience to have with friends. Especially, Halloween parties aren't going to be the same as they were before due to COVID, but this is entirely playable online with your friends. So I'm sure people will come up with some really cool and creative ways to play this game with everybody.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely like I don't know. Like I said, those games just hit differently. I liked Man of Medan for just like the way that it plays. I'm not super into the style of like the game itself, but I respect and had a lot of fun with the game just because of how it plays.
Yeah, the style of the game, the like narrative webbing story that they have their gameplay kind of weave through is an interesting take on like the Telltale formula, where you're kind of not necessarily always controlling your character per se, but you're kind of just making decisions
Hmm.
and watching your character play them out. So I don't know. It's gonna be a good Halloween activity to do with some friends, and I think that um, the Dark Pictures anthology is only going to get better from here. I feel like the Man of Medan was a good stepping off point from what they had done previously with Until Dawn. Uh, it wasn't as good in my opinion, but I think that they have a good stride going, and just one little misstep I don't think is really going to hurt them too much. And this one looks great, so I'm
I
ready.
mean, I can think of a lot of games that have had a lot more than one little misstep that are doing just fine now. So,
Looking at you, Fallout 76.
literally just staring you dead, Fallout 76.
Into the ground.
Yeah. But
So, continuing with our good news, Watch Dogs Legion is also coming out this week, actually Thursday, the 29th, on all current gen and PC, I believe. I didn't actually check up on that, but I assume that it's coming out on the same day as the current gen consoles.
I haven't seen anything that would suggest that it's not coming out on current or like on PC.
Mhm.
Which I would assume that I would see. So,
Right, right, right.
you know.
So, yeah, super duper excited for this one. I'm gonna wait for the next gen version of this, but I think that this is just the game that everybody's been clamoring for all October because there's really not been. I mean, even really September or October, there's not really been a third person action game that people can really sink their teeth into since Ghost of Tsushima, and even that was exclusive to the PlayStation. So all those Xbox and PC players are probably clamoring for something new, something fresh to dive into. And Ubisoft, they deliver with these open world games. So I'm super excited to see what people, for one thing, do in this game because I watched some gameplay of Jack Frags playing with it, and he
Hmm.
just breaks breaks that game sometimes, and it's hilarious to watch. He has a great time with it.
It's such a cool concept too. So for something so fresh and so new, I'm super excited to see how it plays and how people are going to play it. So.
Yeah, yeah, and the character specific gadgets that you get for each character
Hmm.
are like completely random, randomly generated in the world. So you could get this like ice cream truck operator that's got an Uzi underneath his dashboard, or it's pretty crazy the things that they come up with for these unique characters to have. Like I think one of the ones that we consistently see is the beekeeper
Yo,
that has like the bee bombs, which is
yo,
really really cool.
such a
Um,
fucking cool idea.
yeah, just that those out of the box ideas. I love to see those in games, especially these AAA games that don't necessarily go off the beaten path too often. But Ubisoft seems to be one of those companies that really likes to do that and really likes to kind of push the envelope in that way.
Hmm. For sure. Before we jump into the other news quote,
Oh
uh,
yeah, I was gonna flip around some of this so we can get the really bad news to be last before we talk about our Halloween ish stuff.
oh well, I've got
But
like
yeah,
a little mild slip in here.
all right, go ahead.
The PTR for Diablo ends today. So the PTR being the public test beta for the next season, which is season 22, um, which I will be definitely playing, which means we're looking at 2 weeks for any of the people that actually give a damn about it. So, like, basically, Diablo's next season should be around in 2 weeks. It's been a big mystery of what they're going to do because of how long the PTR is taken. Um,
Hmm.
so, we've got that to look forward to.
Well, all right, man. I mean, you're always super hyped about Diablo. I've contemplated getting Diablo 3 on multiple occasions just from seeing all the great sales that they've had. The Halloween sale they have on the PSN store right now has got it for like 20-ish bucks. I think it's like 23 or 24 bucks. So
Nice. That's
it's
actually not bad.
not quite trigger pulling price quite yet. If it came down to like maybe 19.99, that would have
Is
maybe got me.
is that for Reaper of Souls as well?
Yeah, that's for the full package. So
I mean,
uh,
that's
it's a
pretty
pretty good
good
deal.
for the full
It's a pretty good
package.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you'll see me on the Diablo battlefield soon because other than that, man, it's been a really cold month for me as far as games go. I've been just kind of like I said, pounding away at that backlog.
I mean, I'm telling you, I've said it to so many people. The Path of Exile is crossplay.
Mm, you're right. You're right. You have
So,
said that to me before, and man, would we have a whole lot more to talk about if I actually played that.
it's true, or you could play it on computer. Hint hint.
Mm. Yes, I did say that I might be getting a PC, and that is a far more realistic idea now. I sold my camera the other day for a good price, so
Oh
I have
wow.
a little bit of extra change in my pocket, so we'll see where that goes. But now on to our bad news. The bad news.
Oh,
We got only got two things of bad news though, so it's not so bad. But one of them is so bad that makes me want to cry.
one of them is really bad.
So the scary news for Apex on Switch, the game's getting delayed until 2021 on the platform.
Yeah, that's a long
A lot of
time.
a lot of people were really pumped for this. It was supposed to come at the end of this year, sometime in November, I believe, was the rumored date for this drop. I'm not exactly sure what is happening with this, or if they're just having performance issues. I imagine that's probably true.
I mean, Apex Legend on basically a DS. Yup, seems legit.
Yeah, and to be quite honest with you, I don't know how Apex is going to really run with a Wi-Fi connection because the Switch can't be hardwired, so
Yeah.
it's going to be wonky at best. But we'll have to see.
I mean, you never know. I could be eating those words.
So now, I'm sorry,
The solemn
everybody,
news.
that I have to deliver this news to you. Though hopefully you get it from another source, so that I'm not the bearer of bad news to you. But Cyberpunk 2077 is delayed yet again
Dun
until
dun
December
dun.
10th.
Damn it, dude.
It has not been moved out of this year, but I'll be damned if I don't have any more hope left for this game actually coming out.
Uh,
Oh,
dude, with how ambitious the project is, like, I guess I get it,
yeah,
but damn it.
I understand, and I have oh, uh, yeah, here I have the statement here from
Oh,
cyber or from the cyberpunk Twitter.
okay.
So I'll just read this off real quick. So, hey everyone. Today we've decided to move the release date of Cyberpunk 2077 by 21 days. The release date is now December 10th. Most likely there are emotions and questions in your heads. So first and foremost, please accept our humblest apologies. The biggest challenge for us right now is shipping the game on current gen, next gen, and PC at the same time. Oh man, just gotta flip this. Hold on. That's much better. Okay, which requires us to prepare and test 9 versions of the game
Yeah.
and its compatibility with all of its platforms, and need to make sure that everything works well and every version runs smoothly. We're aware it might seem unrealistic when someone says that 21 days can make any difference in such a massive and complex game, but they really do. Some of you might also be wondering what these words mean in light of us saying we achieved Gold Master some time ago. Passing certification or going gold means the game is ready, can be completed, and has all content in it, but it doesn't mean we stop working on it and raising the quality bar. On the contrary, this is the time where many improvements are being made, which will then be distributed via a day 0 patch. And this is the time period we undercalculated. So it's really interesting. Um, they go on to finish the statement with like a simple apology, but
Hmm.
I get it. I completely understand that point of view where that this is a massive game, and unlike the massive game like GTA 5 that came out on multiple platforms, Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out on all those platforms at the same time rather
Yeah.
than being a year separated.
Well,
So
GTA didn't come out on PC until over a year and a half later.
right, and it came out on PS4 and Xbox One slightly after launch, I believe, of those systems. So it was a
Hmm.
nice staggered release, and I think that they had a good runway up to. Not to mention, they actually had the game finished by that point, so all they had to do is go in there, remaster some things, make everything look nice, and run great on the next gen stuff and PC. But yeah, I think that I, I I didn't want to say it then, but I did kind of see this coming. I said that I didn't see another delay coming, but that it was just hopeful me after all the problems that they were having with crunch and all the problems that um, seem to be happening with the constant delaying of this game. I just the writing's on the wall with this. It's going to be ready when it's ready, and it'll be released when it's released, and hopefully it's just a surprise rather than them just uh, you know continuing to delay and delay. So it's a real
Yeah.
bummer. This hurts my heart, but we have the next gen to console us next month, and all those great games that are coming out next month as well. So um,
Honestly, very true. I mean, it's not like we're gonna be without really cool games anytime soon. You know.
right. So with that horrible news out of the way, now we can get on to talking about some more uplifting and fun activities that we might be doing this holiday. Uh, First things first, I wanted you to come up with your favorite horror Halloween game to share with the kids.
You did.
Yes.
So
Did you find one?
I don't. So I'm gonna preface this with I don't play horror games
Mhm.
ever. So the closest thing that I could find that I've actually put a ton of time in that I like felt comfortable saying that I enjoyed that was close to horror was 7 Days to Die.
All right. Yeah. That's completely fair, and that's like a very Halloweeny themed type of game with all the zombies and whatnot. I think that fits perfectly.
Yeah, it's I've definitely had the shit scared out of me many times in that game, due to walking around a corner and then getting punched upside the head by a zombie that you didn't see,
Mm.
um, or zombies dropping down on top of you because they're fucking dickheads. There's
Oh, those
yeah,
fucking dickhead zombies.
fucking dickheads, dude. So there's a lot of there's a lot of jump scares in that game that aren't supposed to be there. Also falling off of things and not realizing that you can't make jumps. Um, So that's my pick for zombie or for not for zombie for Halloween game.
we're gonna have uh
A,
we're
a,
gonna have a little bit of barking on our end
a,
because the dog's going crazy, but we'll get through it. We'll grit our teeth.
a mild
Um,
dog bark.
yeah, my my favorite Halloween or slash horror game. I guess you kind of put them in both categories. I think it came out around Halloween time. Was Dead Space.
Ah,
Dead
yes.
Space is one of the very first games that I played that like actively it made me dread almost playing it and completing it because it was so like eerie and everything about it was so atmospheric, and it just got you into that really scared mindset really because I when I first played it, I played it with the lights off, headset on, so all those creepy sounds were just coming through my headset. And oh man, when things get you in that game, when things like grab you out of nowhere, like the one of the scenes where you come through a door, and it's the very first time this happens to you in the game, but it happens multiple times later on. But
Hmm.
the first time it happens, this tentacle grabs your legs from this air vent on the bottom of the wall, and it literally made me jump all the way out of my chair and just pause the game for a second because it was so loud, like your character is actively terrified. You have to shoot the limb with this laser cutter weapon that you have in the game, and if
Hmm.
you miss, you're screwed. You get your limbs torn off, and you get ripped into the air vent, and God knows what happens to you then.
Sounds pretty
But
yikes.
yeah, it's criminally underrated horror game, and I feel like putting it in the spotlight here is perfect, and I highly recommend it to anybody that has access to it to go back and play it because I think it still holds up to excuse me all the horror games that have come after it.
Hmm.
Even the most recent like Resident Evil games, I still think it holds a candle to those as well. So uh, anyway, our favorite Halloween moments was the other thing that I mentioned on here to talk about. So I didn't really know what I was going for here, but I more or less wanted to like dive into more of our personal lives rather than our video gaming lives. And like, what is there a Halloween moment or a Halloween party that you specifically remember that was a really good time, or you remember having like a really great costume one year, or
I
That's
think
kind of the gist that I was going for with this one.
I definitely thought that's how you were going for this, and I had
Mm,
the best one came up. I think it was 2 years ago now. You and Shay had a Halloween party where me and DJ went like 11 games straight without losing in beer pong.
mm,
Um, and it was,
legendary.
yeah, it was pretty nuts. We were also insanely drunk by the end of it because we were like really playing beer pong, and we basically were playing with shots instead of like just cups of alcohol.
Yeah, it was a night to remember for sure,
Definitely.
and a night also to forget.
I remember everything. I think DJ forgot most of it. I'm not sure.
We'll
Uh,
have to talk to him.
yeah, but no, that was the one that I thought of. I think I was also Sergeant Short Pants that evening. Um,
Yes, the short shorts.
yo,
Oh man, what a time! What a fabulous Halloween memory.
yo. So that one was fun.
As for me, I mean, I've had so many the kind of tradition in our friend group, or at least
Mm,
our small friend group, has been that myself and Shay have hosted the Halloween parties year after year, and that's been kind of our party, whereas everybody else kind of gets another party like the Christmas party, or But we've I love doing the Christmas parties. I mean, I love doing the Halloween parties, and probably that one is a really high favorite for me. But the one I think of always is I think it was the very first Halloween party that I ever had at my new apartment in
mm-hmm.
Portland, and we just drunk as skunks, absolutely. But we we had such a great time, and the one night was winding down, and everybody was looking around. We had played beer pong all night, so that was all set up. We were just sitting around, letting the night fade away, and all of a sudden we had this idea to go to the park and steal road signs.
Oh boy.
So we went to the park and we started taking off these road signs, and we took them back to the apartment. And the one I still have somewhere is no parking on the grass, and I remember that to this day. So that's probably one of my favorite memories.
No parking on the grass.
No parking on the grass.
That's pretty great. I
Uh,
won't lie.
and they still have not replaced that sign to this day. That was a while ago, probably 9 years ago. Oof,
Damn, that
long,
was
long time.
you might have aged yourself right there.
Yeah, oof, yeah. For those that don't know, I don't know if I even said how old I am, but I did turn 30 this month on my birthday. I think we talked about my birthday a few weeks ago, but yeah,
Yeah, I think briefly.
yeah, crossing that threshold, it really does not feel any different. So if anybody out there is afraid of turning 30, please, please don't feel afraid. Don't be scared.
Don't be
I know
scared.
it's Halloween, but we're in this together now.
Be afraid of other things.
So the last thing, I'm going to skip over the video game costume idea because I think that kind of rolls into what we got going on with this last little topic. But what are we doing? What are we doing this Halloween? Well, what are our plans, and what are you going to dress up as?
Um. Oh shit! I already forgot what I'm dressing up as.
Oh, it's Attack on Titan character there. It's
Yeah,
something Jaeger.
Deborah. Who? Jaeger something. Deborah, who am I dressing up as?
Gaishin Jaeger or something?
Geisha, Gaishin, Goshin. I don't know. I'm doing a
Gosh
couple.
Jaeger.
Yeah.
Gosh darn Jaeger. That's
Gosh
who he's
darn
going
it,
as.
Jaeger. I'm
You
doing
just show
a.
up as a bottle of Jaeger. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So that's what I'm dressing up as. Something rather Jaeger Attack on Titan.
Hmm.
Um, Geisha, Grisha,
Grisha.
Grisha. I am Grisha Jaeger.
Grisha Jaeger.
Yo,
Hold on, let's look at the picture real quick. I gotta I don't remember this character. Grisha.
oh boy.
Grisha. Oh, okay. All right. It's the father? Yeah.
Is that what it is? It's a couple cosplay. She said.
Yeah. So, wait, who's she going as?
I don't know. The other person that goes with that cosplay.
The mom?
The mom. I think the mom dies anyways.
Yeah, the mom gets fucking eaten. Is she gonna be in half?
I don't know. Deborah, are you gonna be in half? Are you gonna cosplay getting eaten as well? Why couldn't I have cosplayed the Titan that eats you? That would have been funnier.
Oh, that would be great. And she could just like hang out of the front of your costume all
That'd be
night.
hilarious.
That'd be fantastic.
That would be fantastic. That'd be pretty funny. I will not lie.
But yeah. Oh yeah. What are you doing? We're doing that
I
party.
I think
Ben's,
so. I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah. I think we're doing a fire and party at Ben's.
I believe so. I actually
Friend of
don't
the
know.
show.
I don't know. But you know what I do want to know?
What is that?
I want to know what all you guys are doing out there listening to this podcast. Why don't you tell us what you're doing? Tell us what your plans are. You know, maybe they're more interesting than ours. We'll never know unless you tell us.
Yeah. What are your spooky Halloween plans this
Mm.
fine Hallows Eve? What are you doing? You drinking? You not drinking?
You should
You
dress
should
it
be
up
drinking.
as.
Yeah, what are you dressing up as? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, like, subscribe, and go over to the Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Play stores and look for our podcast. Type in GoodeBaker with an E, of course, on the good, and I'm sure you'll find us. But until next time, have a happy Halloween.